What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Make It Kustom. This is day one of our 3-day thrash, we're gonna call it. It's Friday. Last video you guys saw was Thursday, and we were just prepping for all this stuff. Elio and I are awaiting some of our buddies coming over today, like for shop night Friday night, and then Saturday, Sunday. The objective is by the end of this weekend that this thing is painted and put back together. I mean, that's a tall order. We have to rip everything apart. There's tons of welding to do. There's still fabrication to happen. So this is it. Like we get everybody together. We make sure that there's food and there's, you know, beverages and we do a thrash, right, buddy?
Yeah.
If you don't have a community of people around you to build cars with, I suggest you start helping out with somebody else's car. And you will find a community, I promise. Don't forget to like, click subscribe, hit notifications. Let's do it. Where are we at, buddy? What time is it right now? We got 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
People start showing up 4 to 6 usually, but we did finagle this gas tank in here without modifying it. I just had like a dream in the middle of the night, like what if we tipped it a bit more, and I just couldn't have done it by myself. And we did get the gas tank in, so right now we're gonna work on some different gas tank straps, because originally what we were thinking, we wouldn't be able to get the gas tank out again if we made the mounts on the side. So we need mounts front and back. That's one thing that's happening right now. Elio's gonna help me with. The other thing is we might work on this steering. We've got to weld a piece in here that has a taper on it that we're actually gonna cut out of this bar here. Right there, that's the taper we need. And no, that is not cast. Yes, that is forged. So you can cut and weld such things, if you were wondering, or if you were gonna correct me on it, or if you were worried that it would break while we were driving. Here's the list. Very, very vague, but that's probably 10% of what really needs to be done before we actually go anywhere. We've got a universal e-brake kit right here to get our cables. Got that off of Amazon, so we're gonna run that with the e-brake on the end of the transmission. And then this is just a Dorman part number, very cheap e-brake. This is one of those forklift ones that you just pull up in the floor. And so it's just meant to be mounted kind of vertically, and you just pull that up. So we're gonna run that. We've got some lights for the back. These are just cheapy ones. I think it was like 75 bucks for like all 6. They all come with pigtails too. So we got set up outside here. Let's go have a little peek. This is how we do it. We got the barbecue, beverages. Elio, you're gonna work on the tabs for the gas tank?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
And the cross member, and then you'll do the steering, and then we'll meet in the middle at the transmission and e-brake.
Elio's trying to pull a fast one on you guys. He said one thing, and now he's doing another. So what are you doing, bud?
I'm just cleaning up the flange, and then since we don't have the gaskets, we're just gonna silicone them. And then once we put it on the transmission, it'll be dry in a couple hours once we're done the other stuff, so then we could fill it up with fluid.
If you're wondering what that's made of, just 6061 aluminum. We just hogged it down on the lathe. So while he's doing that, I am going to work on that. Okay, I just grabbed a bolt here, and basically I've just got it going through that piece I just cut off the knuckle. I'm going to cut a little piece of this tube and make it clamp onto that, and then I'm going to be able to chalk this in the lathe and grab onto the tube. That's the idea, and that way I can true this up, and I'll be able to actually kind of step this a little bit so that, because this is actually a little bit thicker than that, so I'll make it step and drop in there. Let's have a look at how Elio's doing. What's up, bud? Oh, he's already got this piece bolted on. You know, just seeing like a nice chunk of billet in there just makes me think of like high performance, you know?
It is high performance.
Well, it's performing. Got this little piece machined up, cut that out of that bar like you saw. This does drop right into here. That solves our steering issue. Now this massive taper from a Super Duty axle will be able to taper into there. The other reason why I dropped this down and sat that in there is because now it still can't fail. Even if the weld were to fail, it wouldn't be able to fail because the nut will be larger than this, and because we're poking it through here, the nut's gonna be on the back side. It will be safe. We'll weld it all the way around. I'm not gonna weld this right now. The next thing I've got to do actually also is that, see, now this new pitman arm, it's a little bit longer, a little bit straighter. It's gonna run into these bolts here. So I've got some bolts I've got to countersink that with. Elio has this back on. He's got the backing plate on as well. He's just working on putting the actual drum on with the hub. I guess he'll have to lower the transmission, pull the transmission crossmember.
Yeah, I'll have to lower the transmission. Yeah.
Might have to remove the transmission crossmember.
We gotta finish welding it anyway, so we have to take it out.
Yeah, well, everything's coming out, even the motor mount crossmember. Like, basically, the motor is just gonna hover there. We're not sure how yet, but it's gonna hover. We might actually move the truck, just so we have a little bit more room in behind, so that the things that we can paint, we can stick up there. That way we're not getting overspray on stuff, you know? So, okay, keep going. got that figured out. Just countersunk these bits of hardware in there so we have clearance on that pitman arm. Worked out very well. Sometimes you gotta think outside the box and just kind of make a contraption so that you can work easier. So we had this 2x3 jammed in there using leverage against another piece of wood against the cab, and that's how we got it done. Got to get the battery box back on. We've got to mount the gas tank. That's next. Just lowered the truck down. I'm gonna start disassembling stuff. Elio's got a couple things to weld also. These are the tabs that we were trying to use on the side, and then he made some mounts nicely bent. Look at that. Look at the angular bends. So now the gas tank will be able to come in and out of the truck.
Got to do a front mount, and then we'll welds them all in.
So that will be taken care of. That's pretty much done, other than a bracket that can go on the side, and then we got to make our e-brake cable hookups. I'm gonna start ripping her all down and getting ready to weld stuff. And I think that when our friend Charlie comes too, and anybody else that shows up, I know Riley and James are coming, Dan, Kyle, we're just gonna keep ripping stuff down and welding. Like, that's today. Rip it down, get everything finished welded. I think Charlie's here. Gotta check out his ride, dude. Little inspiration over at the gate here. Get back. Hey. Come on, Roscoe. So cool. What's up, Charlie? We got Charlie working with us now, so we're gonna put him to work. We're gonna probably pull this rear end out now and just unbolt all the suspension. Charlie's from Charlie's Rods and Kustoms on Vancouver Island. If you need work done on your stuff, that's the guy. Yeah, man, let's get to work. You're gonna wish you never came. Well, more people have joined the thrash. We got Riley, we got James, Charlie's here. We lost Elio. Rear end's out, sitting on the floor. This thing just looks so massive. How beefy this bad boy is. Lots of welding to do on this. We've got to weld all these corners up, weld everything to the axle. There's just, it was only tacked in. Now the boys are pulling the front end too. Andrew's here also. Hi, Andrew.
Hi.
Ford mechanics. They know how to get it done. They get a lot of work. You know what I mean? Because they're Fords.
Thing weighs more than I do.
Hey, James. Come get one hand
It's bigger than you are.
It's average. Okay.
Shout out Lee Grant, LG Kustoms. Could you drop this in your press for us, please?
A half-inch on this is like a 4-inch axle drop on a front model.
Do you have a 200-ton axle dropping machine?
I think Jeremy does.
Jeremy has a 200-ton one? Shout out to Jeremy also. Oh, he's just burning them in there.
Oh yeah, bud, no problem.
Japhans. Japhans. All right, it's been a killer night already. We've got tons of welding going on. Compressor just turned on. It's really loud in here. Everybody's working. Got Andrew, he's stripping underneath. We're gonna undercoat that. Sam was working on that before. We've got Riley and James working on painting some of the suspension parts. They're hanging and painting. Yeah, everybody's just like getting it done. We just pulled the gas tank out and got the gas tank welded up. These are the mounts that are on it. Oh, I missed a weld. Everything's going awesome. Really, really lucky to have such a great group of people around me with, you know, to help with stuff like this. It's really, really awesome. All right, I'm gonna keep going. I think my next thing is I've got a few gussets to design. I just want to make a couple of triangle gussets for right here on the rear bag plate. I'm not sure if there's any pieces I have to make for the front of this. Riley, did you see anything like on the front that needs to be welded up? Like up, I gotta weld up that right there on both sides.
On both sides.
Do you think we need,
You gotta weld the radiator support. They're just tacked in.
got a bunch of plasma cutting to do. I'm gonna do that first and then we'll just keep welding. On track for tomorrow for sure. Technically, this is the morning of day 2, but this is the end of the day 1 video. We got a couple guys are back at it already. Riley's here. We got Charlie. Last night we finished up a ton of prep on the chassis. Everything came off of the chassis. Lots of things got unhooked so that we're preparing to paint. A lot of things did get painted as well. Just suspension components that were finished welded that Riley and James prepped and painted. We're gonna use this DOM 16 on the chassis. We're gonna do that today. The goal is to get the chassis all painted today, but anyway, that's where we're at. Tons of things got welded. Rear end got fully welded. Kyle did a ton of welding last night as well. We have a little problem with the plasma cutter, so it's something that I did. I don't know what I did, but I pressed the wrong button and I need Elio's help, but he's not here yet. So I'm gonna work on that a little bit. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for hanging out for the Ramp Truck Thrash weekend. And yeah, we're gonna get back at it. So don't forget to like, click subscribe, notifications, all that jazz. We'll see you later.